Hey everyone, welcome into Dom Time tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. 90 years, if you can imagine, or 90 years thereabouts in Pennsylvania, we've had what I grew up calling a state store system. Today it's called the Liquor Control Board. And our guests tonight are going to talk about various aspects of this which are coming to a head because for the first time ever, the State Assembly in Pennsylvania has voted in one way or another to privatize, to get the government essentially out of the liquor business, which I certainly support. One of our guests tonight, John Featherman, who's a columnist at Philly.com, a political figure in town, a libertarian, I think, still, would match up with this and is in favor of privatization. Our other guest is an old friend and sparring partner on my radio show, Wendell W. Young IV, who heads up the local union 1776 and represents a wide variety of union workers, many of them in supermarkets, places like that. And Wendell, about, 5,000 people or so in the liquor stores?
The liquor stores represent 3,500
3,500,
people. There's
okay.
about 20,000 people in our union, about 22,000 people in our union total.
Okay, why keep, you're a modern type of guy, your father was a progressive guy, but why keep this dinosaur system, which to me is an embarrassment and has been for years?
Well, Dom, you and I have talked about this a lot. We have a system that, despite the fact that all Pennsylvanians do not drink wine and spirits, it benefits all Pennsylvanians. The system has over 600 stores. It carries 30,000 items in its warehouse, about another 10,000 special order items that they have available. The smallest stores in Pennsylvania are bigger with more selection than most stores in most other states. It delivers a handsome profit to Pennsylvania of over $100 million a year consistently, and that number grows every year after all expenses are paid. Mm-hmm. And contrary to popular press perception, the other side likes to paint it as a burden on the taxpayer, that it's expensive and it's a draw on the taxpayer. It's just not true. And if you actually look at the facts, as people learn more about what the system really does and how it works and how it benefits Pennsylvanians, less people tend to think privatization is a good idea. In fact, I believe that right now, if you were to look at the latest polls, less people in Pennsylvania prefer to privatize it than would.
So you're saying the majority, you believe now, are in favor of keeping it as it is?
You're going to see a poll come out tomorrow from Franklin Marshall that'll show you that a majority of Pennsylvanians no longer support privatization.
Wow, that's shocking. I got to get Terry Madonna and check him out and see what's going on in Pennsylvania. John Featherman is a libertarian, a guy who's consistent on that. Is this one of the things that you're the most aghast about, that we're still, one of 18 states that in some way, we're the worst though in my view, Utah for viewers and Pennsylvania, we're the last two bastions of this?
Well, I mean, the bottom line is simply this. I understand Mr. Young's perspective. He's got to represent his workers. And if we don't keep Pennsylvania as a government-controlled state, the people in the unions will not be making as much money. The union bosses won't be making as much money.
Wait a minute, union bosses already? Sure. We're on the first minute here.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the union boss sitting here with us makes more than the governor of Pennsylvania. I mean, that's something that is a factor. I mean, I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
Well, I don't resent that.
I don't resent it either, but I mean, you got to look out for yourself.
Except Wendell, I would say that. I think you should make more because you're in free enterprise of a sort, but why not let everybody else be in free enterprise when it comes to the alcohol business?
Well, I'm not in a free enterprise business. I work for the union. I work for those people whose jobs I'm trying to protect. I make a fraction of what the CEOs in the Philadelphia area and Pennsylvania make, and I don't get the house the governor gets, or the cooks, or the pedicures and everything else you get.
Wait a minute, Corbett's getting pedicures? I'm going to ask him about that.
Corbett makes $187,000.
If he would release his schedule, we would know for sure, wouldn't we?
All right, let me give the phone lines. We're going to talk more and get into the real details of this because Wendell and John both have a lot of expertise in this. And it's something I've kind of taken up as a hobby over the years doing talk radio. You get to us at 866-472-8868. John Featherman, Wendell Young with us. We've already heard union bosses and pedicures. It's going to be a heck of a show here on Dom Time.